Hello everyone. So today I am going to teach you all about Robert Frost's poem Mending Wall, which was published in 1915 in Robert Frost's second poetry collection North of Boston. Okay, so basically this poem, it concerns a wall. Okay, so you have to understand by the title itself that the poem suggests about the existence of a wall. Okay, now you see this wall has got some metaphorical significance as well. For example, if we say a wall, then what does it mean? A wall can be a sort of a barrier. Okay, it can be a physical division or it can be a mental division. For example, when we are upset, we say that a wall has been created between me and her, isn't it? So similarly, you see this the whole wall thing, it has got a metaphorical significance. We have to know that the poet is very unwilling regarding mending this wall, because he feels that this wall is completely unnecessary and it also holds no value, because because he feels as if nature does not want this wall to be put. Okay, so that is why he wants to convince his neighbor to bring down the wall again and again. It is believed that Robert Frost has written this, the poem in the reference to his neighbor Napoleon Gouet, who was a French-Canadian neighbor. First of all, he begins by saying something is there that doesn't love a wall. So by something he means that it is nature. Nature, or there is an unseen force in nature that doesn't love the wall. Okay, it doesn't love the wall. Why? Because it always tries to bring it down. You see the next line, that sends the frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun. So what is happening? The wall, it has been always in a condition of deterioration. So it has always been, sometimes it swells up when it is freezing. Okay, and sometimes what happens, the gaps are being filled. So the nature takes its course on the wall, because the poet feels that the nature does not like the existence of this wall. And then says, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. So then so what does the nature does? So this unseen force of nature, which does not like the wall, it forms a gap. It forms a gap between so that two people can pass between that wall. Okay, so what the poet tries to say is that the nature wants people to pass from that wall. Okay, he does not want a wall to be created as a barrier. And then he says, the work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair where they have left not one stone on a stone. So you see, he also says that the poet also says that the work of the hunters also worries him, because the hunters, after playing their sport or after going on hunting and then like striking arrows, then what happens? The wall, it develops gaps and cracks, and what the hunters do? They do not repair the wall. Okay. Then he says, the gaps I mean, no one has seen them, made them or heard them made, but at the spring mending time we find them there. So then he says that I cannot surely say that it is the hunter who has made the gaps, but it is always in the springtime that we come to see that there has been gaps. Okay. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to talk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. So it is just once a year that we meet, and we meet together to do this mending job. Means he tries to mend his part of the wall and I try to mend my part of the wall. So what is mending? Mending is basically making something better or developing it. Okay. Then he says that then he also says that you know, he tries to convince the neighbor that like every year we have to do this job and it is very unnecessary. Okay, and because no matter what we do, it always falls down. Then he says, I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to talk, to walk the line, and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. So what happens once a year, the poet says that he let them know about the damages that the wall has been suffering, and what they do, they repair it together. Okay, to each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves and some so nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. So what does they do? They notice that the boulders have fallen to either side. Okay, and they say that these boulders look like what? It looks like the loaves of bread. So it is a simile. Okay, so the boulders are being compared to loaves of bread, and it seems that no matter what they do, the boulders, they they stick and then they fall again. Okay, as if somebody is trying to break the wall. Okay, and so that is why he has now personified, and the poet has also yelled at the stones. Okay, yelled means what? To scream. Okay, we wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind out of door game, one on a side. So they feel that their fingers are rough enough to handle them. Okay, that means what? They are not smoothly handling it. Maybe that is why what is happening, the damage is going on. Okay, it comes to little more. There where it is, we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. So then the poet tells the neighbor that there is no need to put up a wall actually. Why? Because nothing from your garden is disturbing me, or nothing from my garden is actually disturbing you, because I am not going to give my apples, or throw away my apples. Okay, so my apples are not falling in your garden, or neither your pine trees are coming in, and these pine cones are falling in my garden. So basically there is no difficulties that has been created by any of the neighbor because of which they should put up a wall. So they feel that this wall is completely unnecessary. But the neighbor, he only says that no, we should keep this wall intact, because there is an age-old saying that good fences make good neighbors. So that is why we must put up this wall. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. So now the poet is thinking that if somehow I can put this in his head, that I don't need this wall, we do not need this wall between us, because it is just a physical barrier which I believe is unnecessary, because none of us is creating any problem between in our lives. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. So he is saying that okay, the saying that good fences make good neighbors, that is obviously important, but that is only when you have cows. But here we don't have cows. Okay, means for example, if one neighbor has cow, then what will happen? He will just go to the another person's garden and may eat up their crops. But we do not have cows also, so we do not have cattle. So why do we need to put up these fencings? So like from whom are we protecting? Because we do not have any threat. Okay, something there is that doesn't love a wall that once is down. So then the poet again says that there is something, there is a force that doesn't love a wall, and that is why it must be put down. I could say elves to him, but it is not the elves exactly. I would rather say he said it for himself. So then again the speaker says that I would say it is the elves who do not like the walls, but then he would not believe it and he would not buy it, because you see the neighbor, he is very rigid in his stand that he is not going to he is not going to break this wall. Why? Because this wall has been there since his generations, okay, since his fathers were also there, like, and then his grandfathers, and all of them, they repeated the same thing, that good fences make good neighbors. That is why in order to be a good neighbor, we must keep this between us. Then he says, I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. So he says that, he has compared his neighbor to a savage. Savage means what? Somebody who belongs from the prehistoric times, okay, from the Stone Age. So when he is carrying these boulders to mend the wall, he is looking like what? A savage. Why? Because he is not understanding what the poet is trying to convince, okay. Well, so he is ignorant, he is an ignorant person, and that is why nothing is getting into his head. Despite all his efforts and hopes, but the neighbor, he does not agree to his wishes. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. So now he, indirectly he refers that his neighbor is moving in darkness. Means what? When you do not want to take a good advice, that means what? You are actually being ignorant, okay, you are not full of knowledge. So that is why he feels that his neighbor is moving in darkness, but not the darkness of the night or the shades, but the darkness of the mind. Means his neighbor is completely ignorant to others' good advices. So that is why he feels that his neighbor is a savage and also a person who is moving in darkness. And then he says he will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. So then the poet says that even after convincing him, even after trying to make him understand, but he is still hell-bent upon not not being flexible, okay. He doesn't want to be flexible, he is rigid in his old familial values, and that is why he does not want to break these generations of you can say customs, you can say. So he is a firm believer, and he feels that since his fathers and grandfathers have put up this wall, so this must be for something good. So that is why he is not interested to know the benefits of not putting a wall. So that's all for today, and if you have any questions regarding this poem, do let me know. Thank you.